Polling tools can be used in both online and face-to-face classes to enhance student engagement, gauge student learning, and receive feedback. So today, I want to look at a few tools that could be used for this purpose. Let's start with the obvious ones that you probably already know about, just in case you need a reminder. If you are teaching an online asynchronous class, you need a poll that can be taken at any time. In that case, Blackboard has a survey feature that, while not perfect, will let you collect low-stakes data and feedback. If you want to learn more about Blackboard surveys, there is a video on KELT's YouTube page specifically covering surveys in Blackboard. There are also a number of other online survey collecting tools that you can use. My personal favorite is Google Forms. The data is very easy to read and access, and the forms themselves are easy to create. The only drawback is that the question types available can be somewhat limited compared to other tools. However, if you are teaching a face-to-face or synchronous online class, there are several tools out there that can be used in much more engaging ways. First, let me point out that Zoom has a built-in polling feature that would be very useful for online synchronous classes. You can create the poll questions ahead of time or add them as you go. You will need to make sure polling is enabled in your settings before the meeting. You will be able to download the results of your poll or share them with the attendees. If you're meeting with students online in real time, this is a great tool and very simple to use because no one has to log in to any other website or software. But what if you are in a face-to-face meeting, or you have some students face-to-face and some online? These next tools will let everyone be involved. The first tool is called Slido. It's for Google Slides. You download it as an add-on, and the free version allows you to use 3 slides in any given presentation. Not a Google person? Poll Everywhere is a similar tool that works for Microsoft. It also works for Google Slides, but I prefer Slido if I'm using Google Slides because of the QR code. It's somewhat more complicated to join than Slido, but you get unlimited questions and a large variety of questions. It can only be used by 40 students at any given time, and a link can be given to students so that they can participate asynchronously. Let's take a look at how these work. Looking at my Google Slides, if I want to add Slido into my Google Slides, once I've downloaded Slido from the website, I can go to Add-ons, Slido for Google Slides, and open the sidebar. Look at the choices that I have. These are the types of questions that I can use. Multiple choice, open text, word cloud, rating, ranking, quiz, or I can put in audience Q&A and allow students to ask me questions. In this way, everyone gets to be involved. So let's say that I've added a couple of questions. Now I'm ready to present. Normally, to present Google Slides, I would go to Slideshow, but not in this case. I go to Present with Slido. This opens my slideshow in a web browser page. Note that the audience will be able to see this. So it's important that you understand when you're making your PowerPoint not to put anything in that corner because it will be blocked. Okay, if students want to join, they simply open their phone, aim it at the QR code. The website will pop up. When they click on it, it will automatically take them to the question. If students don't have a cell phone with them and would prefer to use the computer, they can join at slido.com and use this number to join. As students answer, the answer will be shown on the slide in real time. And then you can discuss those answers with your students. This is a good way to check for student comprehension, make sure everybody's following along, making sure everybody's engaged with what you're teaching, or to get feedback on what you're covering. There are many ways that you can use this particular resource to get information from your students and to help them feel involved. You'll even know how many people are participating. Once students have answered, Their answers will populate here, and you'll be able to see how they answered. Now let's talk about Poll Everywhere. Once you've logged into a free account with Poll Everywhere, you'll be able to create activities. These activities come in all shapes and sizes: multiple choice, word cloud, Q&A, clickable image, survey, open-ended, competition, but that's just the beginning. When you click more, you get more ways for students to participate. Imagine how you can engage your students using all of these different options. Once you've created your activities, they show up here. Now let's say that I'm ready to create a PowerPoint with these activities. When I create a PowerPoint, these are the options that I'm given. And once I've downloaded Poll Everywhere to my computer, I now have more options. I can go to Insert, Activity, which gives me this screen. I choose the activities that I want to include, insert slides, and now they're part of my presentation. When I present the PowerPoint, students will be given the option to respond through a website or through text. Their answers will automatically appear on the page. And that's it. 2 new ways to poll your students from your PowerPoint, ways to engage them and get their feedback on the lesson. There are many different ways that you can use these. For more information or for help integrating them, contact your campus instructional designer.